Hello YouTube, WW Solo Trucker here again with another video on surviving the road. Today I went on a little hike up in the mountains, the eastern part of mountains in North Carolina. Did a solo hike. It was really early in the morning, so there was nobody else around. I had the entire trail to myself. It was kind of a moderate trail. There was a lot of rocks, there was a lot of steep climbs, but there was also a lot of easy stuff too, but it was pretty moderate to strenuous is for people that are in fairly good shape. And I've been working at this new job for a while now, for about 3 months, and it's a pretty physically demanding job, so I've gotten back into better shape than I was when I was driving. That's really because when you drive a truck, you're just sitting down all the time, and I'm on my feet pretty much all day long in this new job, and I'm also doing some lifting. Nothing super heavy, but a lot of lifting, a lot of bending and stooping, a lot of walking, a lot of standing, but it's pretty much the opposite of driving a truck. Which, don't let anybody fool you now, driving a truck is strenuous, especially if you do a lot of city driving. But I took this little pack, or actually it's a One Tigris patrol belt is what it's called, and I've got a couple of pouches mollied onto the side of it. I took this pack with me. The pack itself with all the contents are probably 14 pounds, and I had a few other items in my cargo pockets in my pants, which probably brought it up a couple of more pounds. So I was probably 15 to 16 pounds. It took a little bit of time, but after I got about maybe a quarter of a mile down the trail, walking over rocks and roots and some steps, I noticed that the belt was riding low on me, and if I was to reach down and grab the bottom of these main two pouches and pull up on them, it was really great, felt good. But as soon as I took my hands off of that, they kind of rode down on my hips, and it didn't hurt, but it kind of hindered movement a little bit. I couldn't run for sure, but I can't run with this because I'm still a little bit overweight. I need to lose a few pounds, but more like about 15 to 20 pounds of fat I should probably lose to be in really good shape. But I was in good enough shape that I could walk around. I walked for about 4.5 miles on, and about 2 miles of it was pretty much steadily uphill, a good little incline. But I was on a road, a paved road. Half the time I was on a paved road, and half the time I was on the shoulder walking on either grass or gravel, or maybe not too bad dirt. It wasn't nearly as bad as the trail. I wanted to come back that way because the way this pack had been riding, or this belt I should say, had been riding on my hips, I was starting to get really tired, and I'd done gone almost 2 miles down the one trail, and then across the road was probably another quarter mile, so it was probably close to 2 miles on a trail, on a rough trail, mostly downhill, but downhill can be pretty bad as well, especially when you're carrying 15 pounds, extra pounds on you, and it was all riding on my hips. So what I did was, this belt actually came with these little, I'll do a little close-up here in a little bit. It actually came with these little D-ring things, and I took them off because I figured, well, it's not going to be that heavy, compared to a bag that I was putting together, so it's not going to be nearly that heavy, so I probably won't need it. So I took them off and started putting stuff on it, and I actually had 2 smaller main bags when I took these off, so it was probably about 4 pounds lighter, 3 or 4 pounds lighter. But then I started putting a few extra things in it that I wanted, because I wanted a better shelter, and I wanted a better medical kit, so a bigger medical kit. So I needed to get these two bigger bags, which brought the weight up a little bit. So, you know, like I said, it had these little clips on it, and I've seen suspenders for like chest rigs and things like that the guys in the military use. And I was telling myself all day, you know, the whole 4 hours I was on this trail, I was saying, man, if I had some suspenders, it would be really great. It probably wouldn't bother me half as bad. I probably could have gone twice as far. Well, it wouldn't have been twice as quick, but I could have gone twice as far without getting tired or starting to get a little bit sore as quickly. So I had some, I'm not sure exactly where these came from, but I had two of them. It's just a little strap that had, this side had a hook already on it. And this side I just took some of these little, they are molly clips, but they're not like they're not like stripper clips or whatever they're called. They're kind of, like I said, I'll show a close-up of them. I can't remember what they're called, and I'll put a link in the bottom in the description box to what they are exactly. I got them on Amazon. All this stuff I got on Amazon. If you're wearing a belt like this, these suspenders are supposed to take a lot of weight off of your hips and put it on your shoulders. I had tried these on just a regular belt. Let's see. This has a regular belt inside of it, runs through it, you know, but it didn't have any padding on it, and I couldn't walk very far at all. I couldn't walk a quarter mile before I had to stop. I had to stop and I had to take it off and just, I slung it over my shoulder and carried it the rest of the way. It was pretty much the same then as it was now, except right now I've got a canteen on. I didn't have a canteen on it then, but let me zoom in a little bit closer and I'll show you what this strap that I put on. Okay, these little clips, they're called Molly Web Dominators. They're made by a company called DYZD. And they come in a pack of 4 and they're like $7, $6 or $7. But these things are so neat. Normally you would have to sew this right here with some really high quality upholstery thread or some nylon thread or whatever, and have a really heavy duty needle. These right here, these clips would probably be good to have in an emergency bag. Just have them loose so you can repair your strap if it breaks. Let's zoom in real close here. This holds the two pieces, or you could just use one piece if you wanted to, depending on what you were doing with it. This part holds it in, and it's pinched on this long part here on the back, as you can see there. And this piece of cordage, it's elastic, and you just bend it around this side and you stick it down in these little holes, or they're kind of like little notches. And once they go into notches, it's just a simple little granny knot you put this in, you know, and once it gets in them notches, it's not going nowhere, you know. And it, you know, it's made out of high impact plastic, so it's light and it's durable too. And these things are just really, really neat. I don't have any more of these. I'll probably order some more because I've used them on pretty much all kinds of stuff. I wonder how many of these straps have broken on people. These little straps. I mean, they're pretty tough. They're pretty durable, but over a period of time, taking them off, putting them back on, you know, they're gonna wear and they're gonna break eventually. So if you had something like this, you could fix it really easily. This is the way it works. These go over your shoulders and take up some of the weight. I mean, you still got some weight on your hips, but not nearly as much. And when I go out again, and of course I got adjustable straps here, you know, these adjust for whatever size. When I go back out again, either next weekend or the weekend after next, whatever, I'll add on to this video and give a second report